Well, here we're looking at the Dow, and we could see that prices have been really working off of our angles here and starting to test the range. And then you saw it hit the line and start to really break down. Here's our PowerPoint. You could see we're using Market Analyst, and you could see why it's so powerful here and how helpful it can be. Here you're seeing it starting to bounce off the level here, but also this 50-day moving average. We see it start to break to the upside, and then we could see as it tries to come back up into some weakness there. You could see why it makes sense as it tries to take that little bounce, but just I was calling for a potential failed rally that could occur here. Keep in mind, you have to play it from a standpoint that, maybe we're seeing a very strong move. Here you see your first low, and then you see a never strong move. Okay, this could be, potential for, very easily a five-wave move. I mean, that's certainly doable. And if it does, I mean, you could see easily 18,000 to 18,200. But keep in mind that this has to certain things have to occur here. Has to maintain this 17,200 range. If it starts to break that, it's over. I think you'll easily see it come into this range and then very likely pull past it. But if the make or break is around 16,900, but really this prior top, but you could have kind of an ending diagonal and still have that situation. But if this is our count, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 4, 5. Then we could be seeing a potential move higher. So you have to keep in respect that. FYI, I was showing on the S&P, the planetary moves and things of that sort. That is going to be in not only my book, but we are going to really, I think, kick the tires pretty hard. I think we're going to be seeing things or I'm going to be discussing things that are going to, I think, be quite simple for many individuals, but there's some complexity to what we're doing. But I think people will really like the book as it comes and makes itself available. I'm working very hard to try to get that completed. Very difficult work. As I said, it's been about a 10-year project. It goes through every major crash in history. It also can show how to forecast and things of that sort, and how I forecast a lot of it. Anyway, some things obviously are proprietary. But anyway, let me move on to the motive wave. Now here again, here's the power of the retracements. I mean, sometimes the most basic things work, and I think it's so easy to get caught into the day-to-day news and what is it doing and things of that sort. And so, a tendency for people that are trading is to ignore this. Very, very simple technique. I mean, very simple. We're just drawing from the high to the low and dividing it into proportions. These are Fibonacci numbers, and if you're not familiar with them, I would suggest trying to get more familiar with it. We could probably help in that regard. Somebody who if you're interested, try to let us know. We'll try to help and get a little more in depth with that. But it's very, very important ratios. But for the most part, prices divide into these ranges and fractionalize, and this is what you're seeing here. You see, we talked about it getting into this range for at least to the 50%. We saw that it hit the high today of that 17,600, so it hit 17,599.33, and now we're seeing it pull back to the 17,450 level. This is going to be really crucial that it holds this. We talked about that very similar into the S&P. That's what we're seeing here. Again, if we see this small little move there, and we're saying, okay, that is a quick little one wave, and now we'll have maybe a more complex four. That could be because they have a rule of alternation. They have the one that could be very simple wave, and now you have a little more complex. Maybe that's what we're going to see. But traders need to be watching for this as kind of like a counter move. And this is what I said. There's two possibilities. And I know people could, get on it and say, oh, well, what do you mean two possibilities? Well, very simply, we had very dramatic move prior to this. Then we have this recent action, and now we're seeing a move that's trying to rally and break this high. Now we're seeing our pullback here where it's really starting to weaken. You could see it just really looking like it pulled back hard. So if it doesn't really hold and you see weakness in the morning and at the open, they start to break it. This is going to break down very dramatically. It's going to start to come back and create a deep move, try to retest this level, and then very likely potentially exceed it to 17,000. And if it starts to really get scared, people get scared, it can break down much deeper. You can see why I'm saying that. Look at what we have here. Big move, and this is on the hourly. Then you see your bounce back, and it hit that 50% retracement. So it's at kind of balanced when you think about it, because it's right here at the 50% move as it bounces. So now you're starting to see this start to come pull back. It has to get this energy to come into that 17,800, or we're going to start to see further weakness. So watch to see if it starts to break below. If not, maybe we see some choppy action before a move higher. But I'm having that target that there should be a change in trend. So we'll have to see how it kind of tries to play out. But any weakness, this could get sketchy. So traders need to watch and be careful for that.